Welcome back to Better Living. I'm here with Dr. Bob from Sylvania Vet. He has visited with us before, but we didn't know about his latest award when he was here before. You guys, by the City Paper's Best of Toledo competition, which we've talked to Aubrey about several times here on the show, you guys were just named Best Vet and Best Groomer for how many years now?
Well, we were Best Vet for 8 years in a row, so we're very proud of that, because I think it gives us a reflection of what we're really trying to do, and that is be the best we possibly can be. And this is our first year to be Best Groomer, and so Nancy and Katie and their staff are just thrilled to have been acknowledged like that, because they're booked so far out. It tells us how popular they are, so we're really great.
Well, when you were here before, we talked about, I love the fact that you can do it all under one roof, because I can not only bring my animal to you for their doctor vet services, whatever that may be, preventative, or if something is wrong, but then you also can groom my dog, you can board my dog, you take care of everything, don't you?
We really do, and we can provide daycare for your dog.
Oh, I forgot about the daycare. How did I forget about daycare?
You're going to have to come see that, because it's really an awful lot of fun. And I think one of the things that really sets us apart and makes us unique is the fact that clients of record are available for our 24/7 care. So we have a doctor on call every day of the year, including Christmas and New Year's and everything, and people and technicians and assistants in the building 24/7. So animals in our care are never alone, and that's really unusual in this market.
It is unusual, and it's really important, I think, for those of us who don't want our animals to be left alone. I feel bad when I'm just at work and the dog's there. So
exactly. So I have a quiz for you today.
I heard you have a little quiz.
Yes, I have a quiz. So what we have is we have a half a cup of cat food, dry, and we have a 6-ounce can of canned cat food. And the question is for you, which of these has more calories?
I'm glad the question is not which one tastes better, because I don't want to have to taste them. I'm going to say that the canned cat food has more calories.
The canned cat food has 191 calories.
Okay.
And that little half cup of cat food, has 250 calories.
That is a ton.
So this is why we see a lot of obesity in cats and in dogs if they eat, and we'll just concentrate on cats today, dogs for another time maybe, but eating a strictly dry food diet creates problems because of the calorie density that's associated with that food. And cats are not very good at self-limiting. They're as bad as I am when it comes to a plate of oatmeal raisin cookies.
Yes.
And plus which they lack 2 enzymes for proper digestion of carbohydrates. And so cats are more of an obligate carnivore, and they need higher protein and higher fat and lower carbohydrates. But by its very nature, dry food is going to have more carbohydrates in it, because they have to use those to help tie it together.
I see.
And fat deteriorates pretty rapidly and goes rancid, so you can't have as much fat in the dry food. So a cat, when properly fed, should be eating a combination of both canned and dry, and you want to start them when they're young so that they get used to that. Believe it or not, we have a lot of cats that won't eat canned food because they've never been started. And now we need to definitely do canned food. A diabetic cat is going to probably go onto a strictly canned food diet. A greatly obese cat is going to go on a strictly canned food diet, so that we can regulate the calories a little better, and we can get them into a more balanced nutrition that's good for their physiology.
Well, that makes sense, and it also makes sense that you need to introduce it young. I mean, it's just like our children and fruits and vegetables. If you're not introducing some of those vegetables that perhaps not everybody likes, like the broccoli and those kind of things, at a young age, probably at the age of 12, they're not going to be so open to tasting it or thinking they like it. They're just going to automatically think they don't like it, just like a cat would.
Well, that's absolutely true. And a couple of other little thoughts on the canned food side of things, and that is stay with the beef, chicken, and turkey. Avoid a lot of organ meats, because those can have potential problems with too much hormone in there that might stimulate problems with their thyroid. And cats have a problem called hyperthyroidism, and nobody's for sure why it's going on, but I can tell you you this, we're seeing a lot more hyperthyroidism today than we did 30 years ago. And so there's a reason why that's the case.
So if I have a cat at home, and maybe I have a kitten, so I'm going to start off the correct way. If I'm doing a combination of dry and canned food, how much do I give in a day? Do you just feed them once? Do you feed them multiple times?
What I generally do, recommend is that you take the amount of canned food and divide that into 2 meals, breakfast and dinner, and then the appropriate amount of dry food, so there's not an excessive amount. You don't want one of these automatic feeders that has 6 pounds of cat food in it for them. You put it in the measured amount in a dish, and the key is a measuring cup, and actually measure the amounts of food, and then you go from there. So the rough exchange is a quarter cup of cat food, all right, is in dry is roughly the equivalent of a half a can of a 6-ounce can. So that exchange is how you make your decisions as they're growing. The canned food twice a day as a meal, and then munch throughout the day with the dry food.
It's their snack. The dry food can be their snack.
Well, it can be. Cats do better if they eat multiple small meals per day rather than sit down and have a specific meal time. But in a multiple cat household, particularly where you have issues where one cat needs to eat a certain thing because it's diabetic and the rest of them don't, you may want to start getting them used to eating meal times rather than free choice feeding. They can be trained just like our dogs can to eat properly, or to exercise properly, or to play and interact with us properly.
All right. Well, if you have questions about what your cat is eating, what they should be eating, all you have to do is get with Dr. Bob at Sylvania Vet, or if you have an animal that needs any kind of care, or if you just want to go to doggy daycare, head out to Sylvania Vet. We'll be right back.